I also did the toy design project in my classroom, and this is just some of the completed toys and the posters, advertisements they had to make. And it was amazing what they can do with a whole bunch of recycling things and miscellaneous buttons, and they're so creative. This is a commercial that they had to make. Keeping in mind that they're 4th and 5th grade.
Are you bored every day? Do you try to have fun? Yes. Then get the brown bear in it. Whoa! It's so cool! I bet Beyonce got this for her kids and it flies. Whoa, look at that! Wait, are you telling me it has working heels? They even roll. Oh my gosh! And spinning propeller. So cool. Call 1-800.
Really loud. Something else that all the classrooms do is a questioning technique. Instead of giving them a list of questions to answer, they analyze the literature that we're using by using Socratic seminars. And the goal is to really help each other understand the underlying meanings in the literature, the ideas, the issues, the motives, and other implications that are taught for the text. And they're responsible for facilitating the whole discussion. And this one is from the Phantom Toll Booth, which they have loved this year. That's been our core text. And it's another video, but they're really the highlight of the program. I feel like we just kind of facilitate their learning. And Socratic seminars really are about questioning the questions. So many times in these seminars, the students will ask a simple question, but as they answer that question, it leads to more questioning, and it gets deeper and deeper.
I personally would live in illusions because I think you can actually see it instead of reality. Yes. I agree because you can't see reality. So you're living in a place that you can't see, but illusions you can see it and it's really not there. Based on the text, it looks really nice. But illusions are just things that really aren't there. I just want to say one quick thing that I heard. I just heard y'all say you can't see reality. What? That's kind of weird. I mean, I know it's in the book, but when you actually think about it, you can't see reality. That is kind of just like a mystical world.
It's basically like seeing people can see your imagination, but they can't see your reality.
And also, I wouldn't want to live in reality because all the people in it, also in text, said that nobody really cared. Everybody was just
Doing what they want to do.
yeah. So having neighbors like that, like you can't see them, would be pretty messed up.
Would you rather live in a place that you can't see, or live in a place that you think you see something really pretty, but it's actually not there? Would you rather live in a pretty place, but it's actually something else, or a place that's not there at all? I live in illusions.
Well, yes.
I live in illusions.
I mean, it'd be better
To actually have
at
something.
least think you see something that's good instead of not seeing anything.
Exactly.
Well,
It's
I'll stop there. It goes on and on. But the whole technique is just questioning each other. And you could see that they're really engaged and listening to each other. it's quite powerful to listen to these young children start to analyze character motives and interact with each other in a very sophisticated manner. Handing off next.
So obviously I'm Ashley Archer, I'm teaching at the middle schools, and I actually go between both middle schools teaching language arts and math for each school. So first of all, this is my 11th year teaching, and it has by far been my favorite year, my first year in the Cape District. And these kids hardly need any direction. So you give them a task, you give them something to do, and they are immediately jumping into it. It doesn't matter what it is. So in math, students, in this particular unit, we're working on probability. So instead of telling the kids what probability is, how it works, taking notes, the kids actually use spinners and number cubes and dice, and they do their own experiments. And then after the time of researching, they realize that the more times you conduct an experiment, the more accurate the experiment becomes. The law of large numbers tells us the more times we do a trial, the more accurate, more matched it is to a theoretical probability. So they discover all that stuff by themselves. And they realize that it starts matching that theoretical probability the more times they do the different experiments. So the entire unit is incorporating both 6th and 7th grade standards at the same time. So every math unit is kind of laid out like that, where it's hitting one unit, but at the same time it's doing 6th and 7th grade standards. At the same time, the kids are always working together in groups, everything's hands-on, and their responses are expected to be more than just one answer. So they cannot just give me an answer of a half. They have to explain in detail where they're coming up with that answer. They have to be able to show it in diagrams. They're expected to use key vocabulary. So I kind of underlined and highlighted the key vocabulary in their responses. So a great response shows me all aspects of the problem, along with that key content. And then in language arts, this is just one of the little units that we did. So the first thing that I had the kids do was I gave them access to technology. I asked them to select a nonprofit organization from a group of organizations that I listed on Schoology for them. They could research each one, click on every website, kind of investigate it. So we had things like the Cancer Society of Delaware, we had Grassroots Rescues, just kind of Home of the Brave, a bunch of different choices for them to kind of go through. And they conducted their own research on statistics, and they wrote a persuasive essay picking what they thought the class should choose as an organization to support. So they had complete choice about how they wanted to write it. They were given kind of a model about, how do you write an introductory, how do you write conclusions, what's important to persuade people, kind of reaching that emotion in people, statistics, all those things are important. And then once they wrote their essays and submitted them, and we looked through them, they were then allowed to get together in groups and pick those nonprofits and create commercials that would basically, like something you saw on TV, that people would want to donate money to. They created their own commercials, and because we allow a lot of choice in the classroom, and the kids actually drive a lot of times what we do, and sometimes I'll say, what do you guys want to do next? And I'll create a complete unit around that based on the standards, because it's something that they are motivated and they want to do. So they created a vote, and they voted on what they thought was the best commercial, not what they thought they wanted to pick. Sometimes the kids really wanted to pick one thing because they liked it, but they voted based on what they thought the person did the best job in persuading the class. And then our next stages will be, since they have picked what they want to support, would be to come to the board and ask for permission to do a fundraiser for that, and the kids would design that. So this is just one of the videos. I did shorten it a little bit because obviously it goes on a little bit longer than you want, but